Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you watch the video, Romance here. And thank you so much for subscribing, for sharing, for following. I really appreciate your support. So today I'll be talking about a topic that has been a topic of discussion for a very long time. Me personally, I was taught to say it would be very unwise of me to buy a car before I buy a plot, or rather to buy a car before I can build a house. That is what I grew up knowing. And I used to think people who start with cars are very unwise, and people who started with houses are wise. And as I have grown up, it's not that I have concluded that people who build houses first are wise than people who have cars first. I have a very different opinion, and that's why I am here to answer your question. This topic is for those people that do not have money to afford both at the same time. We have people that can afford to buy a car and a house at the same time, a car and a plot at the same time. So you do not have that confusion. You can simply do them at the same time. But we have people that have got a certain amount of money that they have been saving maybe for a long time, or maybe it is a loan or something, and they are contemplating on where they should take the money. Should they buy a plot or should they buy a house? So I'll answer this question with an example, or rather with a scenario, a very practical example, and I want us all to follow very carefully. So here is a person who works 5 minutes from their office. It takes them 5 minutes to get to the office from their home. By walking or by bus, it takes them 5 minutes. They do not have an issue with transportation, and their work is obviously maybe from 8 to 17 hours. From work, they don't do anything else apart from going home, resting, or rather going out to chill until the next morning, and it's a routine. For this person, starting with a car is not a very wise decision, because a car for you is not an asset, it is just a liability. Because you can move, you can walk, moreover, it is healthier for you to walk to the office. You do not really need a car. So if you have that money, it would be very wise of you to start with a plot. You can buy a plot because of inflation, prices are going high. By the time you want to buy a plot, it might be even more expensive. You would have put your money in a car that does not even bring back money for you. But if you buy land, land appreciates. So by the time 2 years down the line, your plot would have been worth much more than it was worth 2 years before. But for a car, it depreciates in value, because the more you use it, the more it loses value. By the time you want to resell it, it would have reduced in value. So for you, a car is not an asset, because you can do it, you can survive without it, and you do not need it. For you, the wise decision is to start with a plot or start with a house. And then here is another person who takes 2 hours to get to the office. It's not only the job they are doing, they also have a business of their own that they are doing. So this person has to go for work. It takes them 2 hours, and maybe there is not even adequate transportation. They have to get on a taxi every day for work, and after work they have to go to their business. For this person, a car is more of an asset than a plot, and I will explain. Because by using, if they buy a car, it will mean that they will save on a lot of time. And because they have their personal business, if they save on that time, they'll take that time and put it in their business. So technically, that car or that vehicle is making them more money. It is bringing in money by saving time and by getting that time and putting it into their business. You get? So for the second person, a vehicle is a liability. And even if by the time they want to buy a plot, plots would have appreciated in value, they will still cater for that difference, because their car would have made them more money. Or for people that will get their car and use it as a taxi or use it as an Ulendo, for them a car is an asset because it brings in more money. So it is wise for you to buy a car instead of buying a plot, because you buy a plot and it will just be there packed. But a car can actually save you time, it can actually save you money if you use a taxi every day. So what should you start with between a car and the house? What should you buy first? Well, it depends on you, it depends on your schedule, and it depends on your journey. Not all of us have got the same schedules, not all of us have got the same journey. For me, I may need a house more, I may need a plot more than you, because I work 5 minutes from my office. I work 5 minutes from my home. And for you, it would have been more wise to buy a car because your office is far, there is no transportation to the office, and you have got other personal businesses. So no one should tell you what you should do with your money. You have to sit down, you have to calculate, and you have to come up with a decision that will be more profitable and that will save you more money. All right? So when you see a person buying a car first before they buy a house first, do not see them as unwise. Instead, understand why they started with a car first. Maybe they need it. And if you see a person building a house first before buying a car, you shouldn't conclude to say it's unwise of them to do so. Well, maybe they do not need a car. They live nearer to everything. Why do they need a car? So everyone should make their decision based on their schedules, based on their schedule. How is your schedule? How far is your work? And do you need a car or not? If you don't need it, buy a plot. If you really need it, buy a car. All right? You should be able to do what you want with your money. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was helpful. Until next time, bye.